Welcome to Native Bloodline, where we explore the wisdom, survival skills, and stories of Native American tribes throughout history. Today, we're diving into 10 incredible Native American tricks to stay dry in heavy rain, techniques that help them survive and thrive long before modern gear existed. Native American tribes who lived in forested regions understood something very important about survival in heavy rain. Staying dry begins with smart shelter design. One of their most effective methods was the use of layered tree bark to create natural rainproof shelters. Trees like birch, cedar, and elm were especially valued because their bark contained natural oils and resins that repelled water. Instead of absorbing rain, the bark allowed water to slide off smoothly, acting much like a modern waterproof surface. The bark was harvested carefully to avoid damaging living trees and was then layered on shelters in an overlapping pattern, starting from the bottom and moving upward, allowing rainwater to flow off without seeping in. Inside, these shelters remained surprisingly dry, while additional materials like leaves or moss added insulation and comfort. These bark layer shelters were lightweight, repairable, and incredibly effective. BRB. Even with a shelter, staying off wet ground was critical. Native Americans built raised sleeping platforms using sturdy wooden poles and branches. The elevated surfaces were then covered with insulating layers like animal skins, woven mats, or pine needles, keeping sleepers dry and warm. Raised platforms also protected against insects and snakes, and airflow beneath them reduced humidity, making long rainy nights much safer and more comfortable. Protective clothing was just as important. Native Americans treated animal hides with natural oils such as buffalo fat, bear grease, or fish oil to create water-resistant garments. The oils penetrated the fibers of the hide, preventing water from soaking in and allowing it to bead off instead. These garments also trapped body heat, keeping the wearer warm and reducing the risk of hypothermia during prolonged exposure to rain. Repeated use even improved their effectiveness, showing how natural materials were adapted for survival. Shelter orientation was another key factor. Lean-to shelters were carefully positioned with their closed side facing incoming wind and rain, while angled roofs and layered materials ensured water ran off efficiently. Proper direction and design blocked cold winds, reduced interior moisture, and even allowed small fires to be safely used for warmth without letting rain in. In addition, Native Americans dug shallow ground channels around shelters to divert rainwater. These trenches guided water downhill and away from sleeping and cooking areas, preventing flooding and muddy conditions. Curved channels followed the land's natural flow, reducing erosion and keeping camps safer and cleaner, even during extended storms. Ground covering also helped maintain dryness. Thick layers of pine needles, grass, and leaves were spread over soil, creating breathable mats that prevented moisture from reaching the body. Pine needles, in particular, allowed water to drain through while keeping the surface dry and insulating sleepers from cold ground temperatures. This simple yet effective technique reduced exposure to mud and insects while improving comfort during heavy rainfall. Multi-layered animal hide cloaks provided additional protection. Outer water-resistant hides coated with natural oils were combined with inner fur layers for insulation. These cloaks allowed mobility while keeping the wearer dry and warm, and their durable design meant they lasted through years of harsh weather. Many even included hoods or extended collars to protect the head and neck. Food protection was also essential. Native Americans used elevated storage systems, building platforms or hanging supplies from tree branches. This kept food off wet ground, away from water-loving pests, and ensured supplies remained dry and safe to eat. Air circulation around elevated food further slowed spoilage, demonstrating a careful understanding of nature and survival priorities. Traveling in heavy rain required strategy as well. Tribes often navigated beneath forest canopies, using trees as natural umbrellas to reduce exposure to rain and wind. Dense forests slowed rainfall, provided warmth by blocking chilling winds, and offered firmer ground to prevent slipping in muddy areas. Observing which paths stayed driest and safest helped Native Americans move efficiently even during long, rainy journeys. Finally, timing and preparation were key. Native Americans observed weather patterns to anticipate storms, setting up camps before heavy rain arrived, and pausing travel when necessary. By choosing elevated ground, securing resources, and aligning movement with natural patterns, they minimized exposure to rain and maintained safety. Working with nature rather than against it allowed them to survive even the harshest storms. These 10 techniques show the ingenuity, knowledge, and resourcefulness of Native American tribes. They turn natural materials, careful observation, and planning into practical solutions that kept them dry, warm, and safe in heavy rain. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more about the incredible wisdom of Native Americans, don't forget to subscribe to Native Bloodline and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Bow.